Disney has faced a multitude of challenges since CEO Bob Iger stepped back into his position late last year. Today, admitting during an employee town hall that his return has been more challenging than he anticipated. Yahoo Finance's Alexandra Canal listened in. So, Allie, what were the big takeaways?
Well, at the end of the day, Bob Iger says he's optimistic when it comes to the future of Disney, despite all of these challenges, and there's certainly been many. We have the stock trading near multi-year record lows, the park business is slowing, linear television is declining, streaming still not profitable, and then on the film side of the business, there seems to be more misses than hits. So Bob Iger says that he is optimistic moving forward because Disney as a brand is a strong one. He also said they've spent the past year fixing a lot of the problems, and now they are moving on to the building phase. And part of that building phase is going to be really honing in on all the different components of their business, all the different assets, and really determining what the long-term value is there, especially when it comes to future growth opportunities. We know Bob Iger has hinted before that he's not opposed to a little bit of M&A. He said linear networks open to all options there, but he sort of downplayed those comments today, saying that, they might be part of the Disney strategy moving forward. Dana Walden, who's the head of Disney Entertainment, she actually said linear networks are core to the streaming side of the business, and that seems to be what's dragging down the stock right now because investors, they sort of want to see Disney begin to offload some of those assets. But according to these officials, what we heard today from this town hall, maybe not so fast. So we'll have to wait and see if there's any more M&A chatter there.
Yeah, that's really interesting there. And Iger, has definitely kind of gone back and forth on a couple of things since he took over. I mean, I think of him in my mind as such a decisive guy, but obviously he's sort of reading the room a little bit perhaps on some of these issues, although this is not what the market wants to hear. How does all of this line up with what we are hearing on the activist side when it comes to Disney and what we know, although I don't know that we know a lot, about what the activists want exactly?
Yeah, and Bob Iger, he said he hasn't heard what Nelson Peltz, he's another activist investor, he came back from the dead, it seems like, fighting for more board seats there. Bob Iger hasn't given us too much on what he's asking for there, but I think you can go back to the stock price, really. That's what investors are focused on. That's what these activists are focused on. And Bob Iger has said he's focused on the shareholders as well and creating some of that shareholder value. Now, the easiest way to do that is potentially selling off assets, but you also have to take a critical look at your cost, a critical look at the amount of employees at the company, which Bob Iger has done. I mean, he's laid off a ton of employees. He actually increased the cost-cutting measures by $2 billion after saying he was going to slash costs by $5.5 billion in February. So he's committed to a lot of changes. Now, entering into 2024, I think a big question is going to be how will these changes be reflected on the operation side of the business? And, investors did cheer the last earnings report. Analysts said Disney got its mojo back. There seems to be some good things, but we're still severely underperforming the broader market there, and the stock is still struggling. So still some answers, I think, that we need next year.
Yeah, at the very least, we know that the activists want the stock price to go up.
Exactly, yes.
I think that one's pretty simple. Allie, thank you so much. Appreciate it.